Thank you, everyone, for taking time out of your day to spend some time today with Autotask and our partner. We really appreciate it. We know how difficult it is to get away, so we try to make these very informative and information you can really use. So, obviously, one of the key things that we're talking about today, or we're here, is to really let our mutual partner talk about how they're leveraging Autotask and our partner Vembu, their backup service, utilizing those together. And what we do want to go through briefly, and of course I didn't click through my slides when Rich was doing his slides, so once again where our stuff is. What I wanted to do is talk just briefly about Autotask, who we are, where we are. If you are not that familiar with Autotask, if you're not currently using Autotask, or maybe you took a look at us in the past and selected another vendor or chose to do nothing, I would encourage you to take another look at Autotask. We have made a lot of changes in a short amount of time. We continue to make the product stronger and better. When I first started with Autotask 5.5 years ago, most of the time when I was out talking to people about Autotask was spent trying to explain what a PSA, what a professional services automation tool was, and why they needed one in their business. And I think for the most part people understand why they really need a PSA and what a PSA is and how it gets utilized. So one of the things that I try to leverage or talk a little more about is, when people ask about Autotask now, I really ask, is it the company you're talking about? Is it the people of Autotask, or is it the product? Because there have been so many changes, as I said, and obviously we need a ticker on this that just clicks upwards. I think we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 to 47,000 users on an active basis. We are 200 plus employees now, and we were less than 45 when I started, I believe, on 4 continents. So we have staff on the ground in Europe, in Australia, in China, in India, here in the United States, of course. It's those types of people who have made Autotask one of the best places to work for 7 years in a row that give you this kind of update and can turn out these kinds of updates. Every 6 or 8 weeks you're getting major functionality updates. Once again, founded in 2001, is one of the first companies to understand that we can use the internet for more than just displaying a web page. It can actually have business application components as part of that. To bring that into perspective, take a look at this timeline and see some of the other products that came after Autotask was started as a software as a service professional services automation tool. It kind of surprised me when I looked at some of the things and where they came in. So we have been around a long time. We did not jump on the software as a service bandwagon when Cisco and Microsoft started talking about it. We've been doing that for a long time. Really, about the product, Autotask, as I said, is a professional services automation tool for your IT services space primarily. We help you do what you need to do to run your business. And really what I want to talk about are the 4 key components that everybody needs to do in their business, and these 4 things that we do with all kinds of extra features. But we provide for account management and sales management. If you're an existing company, you have customers, and you hope to bring in new customers, you need a tool to help you manage those items. With Autotask, you can do that. Keep track of all of your different accounts. Bring those accounts in. Enter the contacts for them. Maintain those relationships that you have, email communications you've had with Contact Group Manager, being able to create opportunities, and from those opportunities, quotes, run pipeline reports, do true sales automation as well. So not only your account management, but your sales automation. So if you have salespeople, or you're looking to bring salespeople on to, sell a backup solution that you may hear about here in a few minutes, you want them to keep track of those opportunities in a tool like Autotask where you can help them be successful. Oftentimes we think about providing the tools that our technicians need to be successful, and we don't think as much about our salespeople, making sure that they have the infrastructure and the support they need to be equally successful selling into the market. And Autotask can do that and also be integrated so they can see the other things that need to happen, like service delivery. Once your salesperson has sold a solution, we need to deliver those services, and Autotask is going to let you do that, both with our ticketing solution as well as our project management tool. We have both integrated. All of those items can be kept track of in one place, so your people aren't logging into multiple systems trying to keep track of different information and having to do separate time entry and having to send emails in an external system as well. Everything happening in one system with service level management, with workflows, with notifications, with the time tracking and entry. All of that also being able to automatically flow over so you can bill for the services you deliver and bill the way you need to bill for those services. We support all of the different billing arrangements you might have, from time material to incident-based billing to recurring services. We can provide exclusions, so maybe you're providing a managed service contract that does not support or do on-site support. If we need to bill for that separately, all of that can be handled. If you need to build a third-party vendor, easy enough to do. All right there in the billing module. So, of course, we've managed that account. We've delivered those services. We billed for them. In any true ITIL, what we want to do is make sure we get better, and you need to be able to report on items. For continual improvement and reporting, having surveys, having those benchmark surveys, so not only can you understand what the customer thinks about you, but understand what other companies think about, their customers think about them as well. Better stated, as a software as a service product, we're able to allow you to benchmark yourself against other customers. So see what your survey ratings are from your customers and compare that to other companies. And your ability to run reports. Inside of Autotask, we have over 150 standard reports in the system, and we have an unlimited ability to create custom reports. And those custom reports can have calculated fields and formatted text in any format you want and be automated so that these items can run and then be delivered to your inbox automatically. So managing your account, delivering on those services, billing for those services, and reporting on what you've done. Those key components are going to do those things you need to do and provide it all for you in one single view, in one single software. That's what Autotask provides for you. If you have any questions, feel free to type any of those in our chat or Q&A window. I also do group demos on both Tuesdays and Thursdays, so if you're interested in taking a look at Autotask, feel free to go to our WebEx site where you're here, sign up for any of those. We'd be happy to see you there, or send me an email directly, and we'll redisplay my contact information when we get to the end. And I believe at this point we are passing things over to Nick. So Nick, why don't you give us a little lead in here?
Thanks a lot, Steve. I appreciate it. And Richard, thanks for setting everything up. Good morning, everyone on the West Coast, and good afternoon to the rest of the Eastern Coast and other parts of the world. My name's Nick Blozan. I work with Vembu, and I'm going to spend just a few minutes giving you an overview of Vembu's service offerings. So appreciate the opportunity. So the first thing I want to talk about is just the overall opportunity for the market itself. And I think the beauty of data protection services are they're a little bit different from what a lot of MSPs think of when they think of traditional managed services. I know many of you are out there selling server and desktop management. You're selling hosted exchange or different kinds of security services. But one of the real beauties of the data protection service is that almost every SMB company that you talk to will admit that they struggle with their backups. Most of them are doing backups, but many of them are very skeptical about whether or not they could recover from losing a single file, losing an entire machine, or even their entire company if a disaster occurred. And so most people are not comfortable with their current backup scenarios, and they really don't have a great level of confidence about their ability to recover. In addition to that, a lot of small companies are using some very dated technologies. Some are still using tape, believe it or not. A lot of them are using kind of USB drives or various types of disk-based backup. And if you go through a set of scenarios with them of different kinds of data loss, you'll find that they don't feel confident they can recover from those different kinds of opportunities. So that's the good news. A lot of people have problems, and they're open to talking to you about a data protection service. The bad news is that it is a very critical service to offer, and I say bad news only because you need to be very confident in the service that you're offering because you really are putting your company at risk, and this is why we strongly recommend that you partner with somebody like Vembu so that you can offer a service that is robust and very secure and reliable.